So something I didn't notice during the Phoenix Suns game until I went back and rewatched it was that Royce O'Neal right there ended up knocking down Jalen Brunson and it wasn't called. You can see the clear frustration from number 11 going up to the official and letting him know about it, staring him down. But this is why you do not do that to Brunson, because the next couple of possessions, he just absolutely picked apart O'Neal, who is a good defender, but there's no defender one-on-one in the league that's guarding Jalen Brunson. Is absolutely effortless right here. You can see Brunson's going to pull up for three over D-Book. That's way too much space. Last night, Brunson went absolutely off. He ended up dropping 36 points in 37 minutes, 12 of 21 from the field, 7 of 11 from three, hit all 5 of his free throws, also had 10 assists. So not only is Brunson on a scoring rampage right now, but he's distributing. It's just absolutely beautiful. Did have the 5 turnovers, so there is one thing to nitpick on. But outside of that, Brunson played an A+ game. Even with that, he played an A+ game. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, he had 5 turnovers, but he had 36 points and 10 assists. Do the math on that. Let me know down below in the comments of how many points Brunson produced off of scoring and passing. It's awesome to see. To me, he's the second best Knick of all time. If you want to put Walt Clyde Frazier over him, I'd have no problem with it. Patrick Ewing, to me, is still the best Knick. But Brunson, at the very minimum, is a top 3 Knick that we've ever had, and our franchise has been around for a very long time. Of course, we're seeking our first championship since 1973. That was the year my mother was born. It just is absolutely insane to think about. This season, we have a lot of work to do on the defensive side of the ball, but I think our offense is right at the top of the league. Karl-Anthony Towns had 34 points, 10 rebounds on 12 of 19 shooting. He was 3 of 8 from 3, 7 of 8 from the free throw line. On the season, Cat is averaging 27 points, 12 boards. He's shooting 55% from the field. From 3, he is shooting 50%, which I had to do a double take on because a 7-footer shooting 50% from 3 is just insane, and it doesn't tell me the volume. But guys, he's taking a lot of threes every single game, and when he's not, he's just going to the basket, realizing that he can get whatever he wants. It's been just, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but awesome is a word I'm going to use a lot in this video, because Brunson and Cat, we've never seen anything like this. Randall and Brunson was very, very good, but it wasn't like this. We're talking about one of the best duos in NBA history from an offensive standpoint. We have to win the championship for it to have been worth the trade. Even if we get to the conference finals, if we're just a better team than last year, it would still be worth it. But the goal here is to win a championship. There's no one listening right now that's satisfied right now being 9-6. I understand that it's a new team. A lot of these games, the Knicks just let get away late, but there's still a lot of work to do. But just where we're at right now from an offensive standpoint, top of the league for sure. We've been efficient shooting the 3-ball, attacking the basket. You got to give credit for sure to Brunson and Cat, but it's also much more than that. I saw Bleacher Report gave the Mikal Bridges trade as of right now a D+, which is just laughable. Bridges on the season is giving us 16 a night. He's shooting 49% from the field. He's playing good defense. From 3, that's been his issue, 32%. But if you were to give Mikal Bridges a wide open 3 and you're betting money on if it's going in or it's not, what are you betting on? I'm betting on it's going in. I have no concern whatsoever for Bridges because DiVincenzo last season got off to a very similar start. And then what did he end up doing? Broke the Knicks 3-point record, not only for a season, but in terms of one single game. He just caught fire. And I understand that Bridges isn't a 3-point shooter of a Donte DiVincenzo, but it's more so just the impact that he makes for the team. You also got to give credit to Josh Hart. He's playing the best basketball of his career. He's giving the Knicks 14 and 9 on 60% shooting, but also from 3 has been what's impressed me most. I know 35.2% probably doesn't sound like anything special, but for Hart, you absolutely love that because he gives you everything else. High-level defense, rebounding, hustle plays. He led the league last season in loose balls recovered. He's just attacking. He's been lethal in transition. I remember when we got Josh Hart, I made a take saying that I think he's the best coast-to-coast player in the league, and everyone laughed at it. They said it was Giannis, it was LeBron, maybe Zion, I don't know, whoever you want to put over him. I still stand on that. I think Hart, when he gets a rebound, is the best, most efficient player of just going down and being able to finish. If you guys look closely, when Josh Hart drives, he gets fouled like 9 out of the 10 times he does. It sometimes gets called, it sometimes doesn't, but it feels like 90% of the time he drives, he's getting hit, and he still goes through it. He's so strong that the refs don't even notice because he just shrugs it off, and it's awesome. Remember, told you guys I'd be saying awesome probably like 10 times in this video, but we gave up Cam Reddish and a future first. I don't even know who that pick became. I'm not saying he's a bad player. Like, he was a first round draft pick. Like, that's awesome, man. It's a huge accomplishment. But the fact that I don't even know who they drafted with that kind of proves that the Knicks won the trade. Now, there will be people listening that will point out, but what does that really say? It says they know a lot about basketball more than me, but it's whatever, right? Cam Reddish was a guy who wasn't even playing. We gave up a first round pick that at the time didn't matter because it wouldn't have helped us win. And then we get Josh Hart, who legitimately has turned into a fan favorite Knick. Hart, he hasn't been here that long. Like, if you think about it, he's only been here a couple of seasons, and it feels like he's been here his entire career. He just embodies what it is to be a Knick. Same thing with DiVincenzo, Jalen Brunson, and now we go out and we get Mikal Bridges. The thing I love about Bridges is he doesn't ISO. He can, but he's just a catch and shoot guy. If you need him to hit a mid-range, he will at the end of the shot clock. And by the way, Bridges is shooting about 60% from the mid-range, which is at the top of the league. Very good for him. OG will probably just get into the starters and a little bit into the bench in the future of this team. OG is giving us 17 a night, 50% from the field. He's shooting about, 38. I'd say he's the last 10. Overall, he's 37.3% from three. The thing with OG, he's giving you a block and about 2 steals a game. He always impacts what's going on the court more than it shows in the box score, because if you don't watch the Knicks and you look at the box score, you'd be thinking, how is OG making more money than Jalen Brunson? I don't think he's making more than Cat, but it's probably close. Like, OG's making a lot of money. But if you watch the Knicks defensively, he's very similar to Scottie Pippen. And I would say overall, he's very similar to AK-47, if you guys remember him, Andre Karolinko. A little bit before my time, but that's like the best example I can give. OG's crushing it. He does need to work on landing when he falls a lot. Landing is going to be something that the Knicks should be coaching him, because we know he has not been the most durable player. But so far, 15 games played, so he's played in every single game, and that's exactly what you like to see. Before the Knicks, I do want to talk a little bit about the rest of the team, and then I'll get into our schedule and our next game and things like that. But we do have, of course, Cameron Payne, who's been playing out of his mind. We have been seeing a little bit of run from Kolek and Diadier. Haven't been seeing Okporti because Sims has been playing so well. Ever since Porty came in and balled out, Sims has been getting it together. 14 minutes for him against the Suns, 6 boards, 2 assists, 3 points. Wasn't -7, but overall Sims has been playing very well as a screener, just getting rebounds, doing what he's supposed to. But yeah, that's it. Matt Ryan seems like he plays and then he doesn't play in the next 4 games is kind of where we're at with Matt Ryan. We are getting Precious Achiuwa back within the next couple of weeks, and then we will be getting Miles McBride within the next couple of games, which is great. Mitchell Robinson did post on social media that he plans to play by Christmas. Don't exactly quote me on that. It did happen. He did post that, but don't be like, oh, Knicks Daily said he'll be playing by Christmas. That's the plan. That's what Mitch is hoping for. It doesn't mean he will. I mean, if I had to put money on it, I probably would not bet on Mitch being back by Christmas. I think he'll be back at some point in 2025. But if the Knicks can get fully healthy, I think without question they can win the championship. If there's a Knicks fan listening right now that thinks otherwise, please debate me down below. Pretty much promise you there's not. Especially if you're watching 8 minutes into a Knicks video, you feel pretty confident about us at full strength. The Celtics are great, but the reason why I believe in the Knicks is because they have the potential to have the 2 best players on the floor in Jalen Brunson and in Karl-Anthony Towns. And then in terms of their role players, Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby, that's as good as it gets for role players. Josh Hart is as good as it gets. Cam Payne is balling. And then, of course, Mitchell Robinson off of the bench with his rebounding ability with Achiuwa. The defense is going to be locked down. I think we have the potential to outshoot Boston, which is something I really didn't think coming into the season. I felt like we had to just defend them and just try to score 1 more point than them. But I think we can outshoot them. And I know game 1, they outshot us completely, but that was 1 game of 4 we're going to play against them. But legitimately, guys, with the way Cat and Brunson are playing, I think we can beat anyone in basketball. It's just going to come down to everyone else around them. OG, Hart playing well. Mikal Bridges, I think overall has played well. He hasn't shot the 3-ball well, which is why everyone's kind of hitting on us for giving up 6 first-round picks or whatever. But considering the chemistry that we already have when we're, 15 games into the season is pretty remarkable. But guys, it's your boy Knicks Daily. I'm signing out. Have a great weekend. Later.